Industrial revolution, Nta Enugu, digital economy. Agricultural revolution.
Enugu State government flags off distribution of palliative for indigent people, just as the state government bans illegal extortion of motorists on roads. These and more stories coming your way. So glad to have you join us on today's edition of Lion Building in Action. My name is Nta Enugu, and before we walk the talk, we will take a break. Don't go away. Glad to know you are still there. Governor Peter Mba says his administration is committed to providing long-term measures towards eradicating poverty in Enugu State. The governor gave the assurance while flagging off the distribution of palliative for indigent people across the 17 local government areas of the state. Do take a listen.
Excellency, you are welcome. We thank you.
The collaborative initiative by the federal government and state government is a short-term measure of achieving zero hunger rate in the state. Governor Peter Mba explained that in line with his administration's promise to eradicate poverty, several programs have been initiated to generate employment and create wealth for indigents of the state, which are presently yielding positive impacts. He hinted that stringent measures have been adopted to ensure the palliatives get to indigent families in the state.
This is an ongoing thing. We have done this before. We are continuing to do it. And this is not the end. We're going to continue to intervene. But I want to salute the people who have made sure that what we're seeing here today is going on in the manner in which it is going on here. The rigor, the meticulous organization that they have put in getting us to where we are today, I want to thank them most sincerely. What we are witnessing here today is our short-term measure, what we regard as a quick fix towards the eradication of poverty and to achieve a zero hunger in our state. This is in line with our promise to achieve poverty eradication. However, this will not be the short, the medium, and the long-term solution. As you know, we have robust program in place which will ultimately ensure that we eradicate poverty and kiss it goodbye forever in Enugu State. So we have instituted several programs to achieve that. Our community and social development program, our state's small and medium enterprise program, the Women for Nigerian program, the L-Press program, all these programs are designed to ensure that, just as this Chinese proverb says, that it is better to teach a man how to fish than to give him fish every day. So our plan is to make sure that ultimately our people would have access to be able to generate wealth, generate employment and create wealth for themselves. And those are the programs we have initiated in Enugu State. And very soon you're going to begin to see and also feel the impact of this program. The ultimate thing is that our people should be able to create wealth. Okay? Whether in the agriculture sector, in the business sector, those that are providing services. We are poised to ensure that we upskill them. For those in agriculture, we provide extension services to upskill them so they can be able to increase and upskill their production. And those that are in business, we have intervened by providing funds for those in the small and medium-scale businesses. We have intervened in those areas. So we're going to continue to do that. But as we do that and as all these things have their impact in the medium to long term, we're not unmindful that our people must eat the next day. And that is why programs like this, the distribution of this palliative is important. So what we're witnessing here today is a collective effort, both by the federal government and the state government, to ensure that we get our last mile, we get to the last mile, those indigent families in our various rural areas. And which is why I'm so pleased with the organization that I have seen here today and the report that I have received. So our hope is to make sure that this gets to the indigent people, the indigent families that are most in need of this thing.
Over 30,000 bags of rice to be spread across the 360 wards in the state will be distributed through the social register to avoid diversion.
The distribution will go down to the 260 wards of Enugu State. This is beside the distribution that was done during the Easter period to institutions in Enugu State, basically the seminaries and both the Catholic, both the Anglican, both the Methodist seminary institutions. Distribution of rice was also made by following the directives of His Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State. And more distribution will happen.
Our various wards, we have the former councillors, the PGs, the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, the women leaders. These are indigenous of those different wards, and we believe that they know those who actually are in need of this. And the executive, the commissioners, are going to supervise it. We have 70 bags of 25 kg of rice per ward.
Palliative specifically for the indigent families in our communities in the whole 17 local government areas of Enugu State. Today, the distribution of the food security grants from the federal government in collaboration with the state government as a platform for distribution. And working with the State Emergency Management Agency and the committee His Excellency established, in which the Deputy Governor is the chairman of the committee. We are working collaboratively with the commissioners because we don't have chairman present in Enugu State. We're working together with the HPMs, we're working together with the security men, both DSS, police, the community leaders in the various communities to ensure that this particular item goes down to the poor ones, those who are in need of it. It's not made for everybody. There are those who are better than others. Those who are so poor that they can't afford 3 square meals, they can't afford to send their children to school, they're hungry in their various families. So that the food that this palliative is meant for, and we ensure that it gets to them because we ensure that those who are members of the committee are the real members of the grassroots, the community members that will identify the actual those who are needed, so there will be no diversion.
The distribution of palliatives to indigent people in the state will be a continuous exercise by the state government. Still on eradicating poverty and achieving 0% poverty headcounts, Enugu State government has agreed to partner with a non-governmental organization, Action Aid Nigeria, with the aim of alleviating poverty and accelerating development in the state. The team from the organization paid a courtesy visit on the governor at the government house. According to the country director, Action Aid Nigeria, the organization is a global movement of people utilizing the human rights-based approaches to eradicate poverty and engender social transformation. Having worked successfully with about 70 countries across Africa, Asia, Europe, and America, Mr. Odo is optimistic that with a strengthened relationship with the state government, they will leverage on resources and forge innovative solutions to achieve sustainable development and inclusive growth in the state.
This meeting is very pivotal for us as an organization because it reinforces our belief that the Enugu State Government Development Agenda aligns with the Action Aid Nigeria's country strategic framework of using social justice to end poverty and our collaborative approach towards achieving sustainable development and inclusive growth for the citizens of the state generally. With the request of His Excellency on Action Aid Nigeria to mobilize international non-governmental organizations for an interactive session in Abuja, this request was made on us by the team from His Excellency. And we've taken this forward. So Action Aid has gratefully accepted to offer such support and will ensure that all the strategic organizations, including the donor communities, are in attendance. Such forum will offer the state the opportunity to meet with these organizations and institutions for possible partnership and investment in the state. Action Aid is also requesting that the state opens its door widely for consolidated partnership with the state, guarantee unimpeded access to His Excellency and other relevant authorities in the state, but most importantly, support our development intervention in the state while boosting infrastructures within our project communities. Currently, we are intervening in 70 local government areas within 61 communities.
The governor, represented by the Deputy Governor Ifeanyi Osai, tasked the organization to take advantage of the development agenda of the state government and work together to achieve a realizable framework which will enable the state to get value within a stipulated time.
Situations where your intervention fall within our priority areas so that it can synergize with what we do, and we're able to protect and own the things we intervene on our behalf. But more practically is the fact that we will employ you to work with our team. That whatever program you're designing for intervention in our state has a clearly defined strategy, has an implementation protocol that enables us to go from point 1 to point 2. That from today we can see what we get to in the next weeks and days and months to come. That way, we're able to explain to our people in the language they understand, and we're able to measure ourselves as a government, the value addition that you have created for us. We're excited to relate with institutions as yours, but we're trying to, as much as possible, bring down these wide areas of reach, wide areas of scope of most non-governmental organizations to realizable frameworks that enables us to get value within the shortest possible times, but value that our people can feel and touch. We want to, as much as possible, in whatever intervention you do with us, to cut down on the cost of overhead and running costs, and deploy those funds to practical things that benefit our people, that they can feel and touch. Because situations where partners and our people spend public funds and development partner funds in 5-star hotels to discuss things they could have discussed on Zoom, for us, as private sector people, I'm sure you know my governor, we are coming from the private sector experience. We want to get results in the shortest possible time. So we want to reduce overhead and deploy those resources to deliverables that affect the everyday lives of our people.
Action Aid started operation in Nigeria in the year 2000 and works across the 6 geopolitical zones, including the FCT. Enugu State government has banned all forms of illegal tolls and extortion of motorists by touts, warning that defaulters of the order will face the full wrath of the law. The secretary to the state government, Professor Chidebere Onya, gave the warning at a press conference with key players. We bring you the reports. The ban on illegal tolls in the state, Professor Chidebere Onya said, was necessitated by reports of incessant harassment and extortion of motorists and transporters by hoodlums who masquerade as revenue collectors in some parts of the state. This, he said, will stem their excesses and ensure free movement of persons, goods and services, as well as improve logistics and supply chain operations in the state. The state government also announced the establishment of service centers in strategic locations across the state to address the challenge of multiple taxation.
The Enugu state government hereby orders such extortionists to clear off our roads, as anyone caught engaging in such activities henceforth will be arrested and made to face the full wrath of the law. All local government areas are to take note and ensure full compliance of this directive. Again, to further improve logistics and supply chain operations and address the challenges of multiple taxation on our highways, touting of all sorts of criminalities committed by non-state actors, the Enugu state government announces the establishment of service centers at strategic locations across the state with partnership with Heavy Haul Services Limited. The service centers will serve as centralized hubs and offer a range of services tailored to meet the needs of logistic businesses and heavy-duty vehicles that transport goods in and out of the state. The services will include the provision of livestock health and agro-produce diagnostic centers to ensure that animals and foods coming into the state are safe for consumption and comply with regulatory requirements. Second, provision of designated points where security officials can check and ensure that arms and other dangerous goods are not imported into the state. 3. Provision of weigh stations to ensure that trucks and heavy-duty vehicles coming into our state are not overweight, thereby damaging both major and intrastate routes, which were not designated to carry such weights. Provision of services to drivers where they can take convenience breaks and also refuel their vehicles. 5. Deter industrial waste transportation across our state by introducing sanctions and penalties. Most of you already understand the implication of trucks carrying industrial waste from one state to the other state and dumping it there. And we have seen instances of industrial waste being dumped by our waterways and polluting, contaminating our water sources for our citizens.
Key players at the briefing commended the initiative and promised to work with the state government to stamp out hoodlums and touts on major roads in the state.
That I get from you directly. Please, I'll be happy if I can have a press statement of the state government. So it will give me the opportunity to do my work and also call other traditional rulers and let them know the positions of the government. So whoever will arrest, we present the position of the government to them so that because you don't even know those who are kidnappers. At times in the day, you see them with sticks. In the night, they will turn to something else. 3 days ago, one of my friends was arrested by those staffs, and they goes to work for the Ministry of Transport, which I know that is not true. And they charge man it's 1,000. The 1,000 naira on top is to make it rare.
The press statement issued at the briefing serves as a warning to culprits to desist from erecting of structures for collection of service tolls outside the service center or be prosecuted in accordance with the law. And that report brings us to the end of today's program. Let's do it again next week, God willing. Till then, enjoy the rest of the week.
Tomorrow is here. Tomorrow is here. Diama, esi mepe adiwa. Makana miri ya babako. Industrial revolution. Apata konde nukunu. Okwa digital economy. Yeah. Agricultural revolution. Oh. Yeah. Esi nchekwa paper.
What the? Today, Abu got a really expensive ride. Chill, Abu. Use InDrive and negotiate for the most fair price for you. InDrive, people driven.
Oh no!
After a party, Binta needs a safe ride. Binta, get InDrive and choose rides by driver's rating, car, and time of arrival. InDrive, people driven.
Welcome to Darling Court Hotels and Resorts, situated at 3 Airport Corner Road, Airport Corner Bus Stop along Airport Road, Nta Enugu. A home away from home, where all your needs are available, even at an affordable rate. Our ultra-modern guest rooms, spacious parking lot, sports bar and recreational facilities, club lounge and VIP bar, guaranteed security, multi-purpose hall. Come and let us pamper you a little, and you will never regret it. For reservations and inquiries, call 0803 224 5229.